Hey everyone, and welcome back to Isyour6covered. Appreciate you showing up. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. And hopefully you guys, if you're across the pond, are starting an amazing day, which would be the second, even though for us, most of us here it's March 1st. So welcome March 1st. Hopefully things are going well. Wait for everybody to show up. We got Tim Davis out there. 2A refugee, Wombat, and Abigail. So welcome. Wait for those little what are those things called? Geez, brain's not working. So everybody knows it's going live, basically. Whatever that might be called today. Tim Davis won a freaking cool Bronco. Ford Bronco. I think it's blue, matter of fact, which is really cool. I changed it up a little bit. I'm working on trying to change the studio up, get a little different site. Working on getting that all cleaned up. Been doing a bunch of boxing and ready to go for some more orders again. So the targets are back in stock. And those of you, notifications, Abigail says. That's right. Thanks, Wombat. It says nice wall from West Virginia. Yeah, working on getting the wall all figured out here. Got a couple got this trophy here it's clear so you can't see it, so I just threw it up there. I don't have a shelf yet. I don't know if I'm going to put a shelf up. I'm not sure what the heck I'm going to do yet, but I was messing around with it, and so far it is what it is. Trying to mess with lighting and all sorts of stuff, trying to change it up. This white background, though kind of good for seeing what's behind me, it's playing hell with the lighting, so trying it out now. I got another camera over here. Trying to get all crazy. So this camera that I got set up is for when we go to show stuff off. Tonight we're not showing anything off. But like if I want to show a rifle or something, that one will be set up, up close and personal for the rifle, whatever the case is. And then I can switch back and not get YouTube all excited and crazy. Oh my gosh. So hopefully that works out well. So trying to figure it out. Got some plans in here. Gonna work on trying to make this a little studio area again. Over there, everybody liked the backdrop because it had a lot of crap to look at, fire helmets, so on. But it's getting a little cluttered up with all these flags and matches that I've been going to. I got to figure out what side all the crap's on now. All these flags are matches that I went to. Geez, I'm not even looking on the right side. Everything's backwards. And it's been going really well the last few matches. I actually need to add one more. I need to add another list or another flag banner thing for the last match I shot down in I'm never going to get this right. This one right here was this last Saturday in Mississippi at Gunline. And that was a lot of fun. Today's topic is last couple matches, the good, bad, and the ugly. So kind of want to get into some stuff, especially there's a match here I went to, and I don't want to name anybody out or call anybody out because that's not what it's about. It's about helping out match directors that may not know. They may never watch this video anyways, but maybe you're a match director and it's something you do. We've got Scott out there with Assurance Arms. This is a great guy right there. I actually went by his shop today, and let me see who's out here. Oh, you guys are pouring in. Awesome. Let's see. So I got to Abigail. We got Kyle Roberts out there. Appreciate it, Kyle. He says congrats on the first place. Shaggy Rifleman. Jack Porter filling that wall. Yeah, I got a long way to go to fill that wall. So Flow Impacts out there. What's going on? I appreciate it. Actually got some got that little box that showed up in the mail. Just to give you a heads up. Chris Estes is out there. Mr. +5. Let's see. It is in Area 51. It's blue, gray, blend. that displays differently depending on the light. Yeah, Tim Davis has a really cool Ford Bronco, the new ones. Let's see. Pew Pew Peter, Shaggy Rothman, Abigail said, Daniel got as my judge. What's up? Yeah, DQ Bald and Curious. So if you guys don't know, there is a target challenge called IY6C Target Challenge. That's what's in all these boxes, and I have them pre-packed now because I got inundated with a bunch of orders, and I wasn't like officially ready to go. So I spent a lot of late hours trying to get everybody's stuff out in mail. But now I'm ready. I'm ready now. So if you guys don't have a challenge targets yet, and you're interested in doing that, you can go to the link in the description. There's a lot going on with it. They're made up for ROs. We're actually going to talk about the speed stages and what people are going to win. Let me try to show it without it reflecting too much. So you guys know I went to Mississippi for a match. Then I came up through Kentucky and then over. It was a long, long drive. But I actually got to hang out with Travis Schmitter, who's building all the trophies for this Isyour6covered challenge and all that stuff. And you guys can see here, there's different sizes. And we're coming out with a size that is in between these two. I guess it'd be this way to be right. So it's actually going to be a hair bigger than this. And this carabiner gives you an idea. This is one of those just cheap, non-structural, non-rock climbing carabiners that you put your keys on. But this is what the stage winners are going to win, the ones that are running these things. Now, they are raw steel, so you can paint them whatever color you want. Of course, I always prefer, let's see, let me do this right. Oh, shit. This blue, right? Damn it. Right here. See, I got used to everything being over there, so I knew where to point. This is a really cool blue. This is the latest trophy that I ended up winning, but you can see that they painted it with like this blue. Always been a huge fan of blues for some reason. But yeah, look at that. That's a cool looking steel trophy. This was not made by Travis Schmitter. Somebody out in Mississippi made this for these guys, or maybe one of those guys. You can see a little arrow thing at the bottom there with the bullets on it, which is really cool. See the rifle with the scopes. Pretty awesome. But basically the same. This is basically as close as it's going to be. It's in between these two, like I said. But those of you guys that are killing it at the matches and for the speed stage where the ROs are shooting these challenges, and if they're not, tell them about it, and that way you guys can win some of these. So these are going to be coming out probably in the next week and a half. I'm saying this for those of you match directors that are out there, should be having all the keychains basically done in a week and a half. I'm hoping is what he had said. As long as the laser cutting torch thing doesn't blow up or something, it should be then. So we got, let's see here. Got Brody. What's up, Brody? Chris Biggs out there, top of the evening, Chief. Appreciate it, Chris. Now I'm just a retired old dude that shoots. That's it. Let's see. Bold move live stream during the president's speech. That's right. You know what? Some people don't want to listen to that guy. We'll get all the highlights later on some meme somewhere. Pravada Racing had a chance to shoot with Mr. Pravada Racing, and I got to say hi to his wife, lovely wife. So we got Tim Rink, conservative sniper hunter. What's going on? Don't call me the champ. I'm not a champ. I just got lucky last couple matches. There will be many matches I get my ass whooped. I will remember that. I will try to stay as humble as I can. So far, I'm just getting a little lucky lately. That's all. Let's see here. Willard's out there. What's going on, Willard? Great shooting in Sunday. Congrats on your victory. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Conservative Sniper Hunter. CMP 1911 today. Hell yeah. Got Brad H74 out there. Appreciate it, Brad. CJ Johnson, welcome. LZ USA. Thank you. We got David Henry out there. Well, welcome. Let's see here. I'm trying to say hi to everybody. CJ Johnson. I'm all rained up here. And Sydney, mate, hasn't stopped raining for the past 2 weeks. Dang, that's crazy. Got Gary Sebastian out there. Welcome. What is a good app for 22 ballistics? And you use the word app. Straylock seems to work for most. You got to put in, what is that? Bullet profile, R4 or R2, something like that. I would say not an app, but ballistic data, it would be the Kestrel 5700 or whatever you want. But if you have the ability, yeah, see, Conservative Sniper says Praylock Stro works fine. It does if you have a partner that has a Kestrel that can give you live information where you're at right then with, basically your humidity and all that kind of stuff. Then it really makes the Straylock work pretty damn well. Only problem with Straylock is you can only change the muzzle velocity. There is no DSF. So that may be something when you're shooting out to farther distances that you're going to worry about. But overall, it's a cheap app you can buy on your phone. Cheap meaning works great, but it's not too expensive. I think it's like $15 or was back in the day when I bought it. Let's see. Your O light won't blow up. That might. Just ask Matt. I was going to say resist. Let's see. Holy smokes, that's insane. Sounds like Iraq during the rainy season. We were done with the ice storms. Let's see. All right, y'all. Don't forget to smash the like button if you're coming in. Shaggy Williams, appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, if you guys get a chance, hit the thumbs up button. And Born to Be a Shooter, Josh is out there. Can't wait to go to the competition. Get to check out the cool gear that I'll never afford. My stuff will probably be laughed at. It won't be laughed at. People are going to help out, man. If they're not, you're in the wrong spot. You're in the wrong range. Bad Billy, 429. What's going on, Shooter McGavin? What's happening? Geoballistic works great. It may, David. I do not know. I haven't used that one. Chiragun Elite is awesome. Even the free version rocks. Awesome. So, yeah, you guys are using some different stuff out there, so that is cool. How do you like the Forerunner for travel and PRS gear? It works really well. If you were going to bring more than one additional person, it would probably be a pain in the ass because you need to stack all the rifles to one side and try to get all your gear and stuff. I will say I really like it. I mean, I'm getting 18.8 miles, 18.2 or something like that miles to the gallon. Wasn't bad. The only thing wrong with the Forerunner is the tank's too damn small. Seems like you're filling up fuel quite a bit. Give me some ice cream as well, Shaggy Rifleman. We got Todd out there. What's going on? Bands, no better vehicle for reliability. Bands logo. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, anything with a Toyota motor on it, you know that they spend a lot of time trying to get trying to get it so you're going to get a very reliable vehicle, and that's top priority when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you want to know your car or truck, your vehicle's going to start. So, like I said in the comments section, we are going to talk a little bit about the good, bad, and ugly of some couple matches coming up. So, one of the matches that I went to recently didn't have a course of fire that was printed out. It didn't have a course of fire that you could print out. So if you're a match director and you're not going to print it out or send it in practice score the night before, you know, make some copies for people. They like to write down. Well, I know a lot of people like to write down what their shot, be able to write their dope or data on previous engagements and what each distance is going to be, stuff like that. It's a big thing. Another thing, and to be nitpicky, because I actually picked on a buddy of mine that's a match director. He actually ran. See how everything is like. I'm trying to make sure this isn't the right one. So this one's kind of cool. It's a 2-page, basically total 4 pages. but it's got their matchbook on it. It's got the name. DRC did a good job of basically getting the staples in the middle. Like this is kind of almost over the top. Very nice and very nice for the shooters. What's cool about this is these can be folded and put on your little board, and it actually fits the right way into like the Armageddon tripod thing where it folds down. You got a little workstation to write all your stuff on. So stuff that's in this format works great. Some stage guys will do it weird where it's the full length this way, and then you got to try to figure out how to get the damn thing. You could read the course of fire, but you can't put the scores down, or half the distances are gone because the way you got to fold it in order for it to work. So something to think about, kind of like this one. This one you had to fold this way, so then you could only read, this paper sucks. You could only read a certain amount, and you couldn't read the whole thing, and you couldn't write down your stuff. So if you want to get nitpicky, that would be some of the things to think about when you're printing the sheets out. But most importantly, just print the damn sheets. Print the sheets for the shooters, or at least make them where we can print them out before the match. Let's see here. So that's one thing. Another thing I saw at a match was, I think they're new to the sport of PRS, and they're shooting and the scoring is going to PRS. But some of the things that they're not understanding, because they're not shooting PRS matches per se, is they're running a PRS match that will be scored in PRS, but they're doing some different rules or some things to help new shooters and old shooters, but it's not basically being fair across the board. So one of the stages was you had 8 targets to engage, and it could have been 4 and you had to hit them twice or whatever the case is. But basically there was 8 targets, but you were allowed a 10-round magazine. So if I shot the stage, and I did miss one, I shot the stage and I missed because I had two makeup shots basically. But the person that actually shot those 8 targets without ever missing was not, there was no way of telling. So like you had 10 rounds, you hit your 8 targets, your score was 8. But for those of that hit 8 targets with 8 shots, there was no bonus or no penalty for the guy that or gal that had missed a target and used the 9th and 10th shot. So in PRS, at least all the matches I've ever gone to, which is a couple, damn wrong side again, is it'll say the course of fire. You have to engage X, Y, and Z in a certain order. And you have, if it's a 9-round stage, you have 9 bullets. If it's a 10-round stage, you're allowed 10 rounds. So it's almost like what we were talking about a second ago. You almost had 2 mulligans at that stage. Now there was stages like that throughout I think there was only a few, because most of them it was like a 10-round stage, so you could really just load your mag 10 and so on and so forth. But looking back at that being that most, I would say 99.9% of the places are not doing that. That is completely different than everywhere else that I've shot. So unfortunately, even though it was nice for the newer shooter to have the extra 2 rounds, in retrospect and looking at it back now, it's not fair, and it's not the way. It's not going to help them get any better or learn anything about PRS if the rules aren't the same across the board. So that was one of the things that I was like, yeah, I was able to use the 9th shot because I needed it to get a clean stage, but I don't think that's proper per se. Look at you guys talking about trucks and cars. Let's see, big countries in the house. So Rick, should you have scored less on the 8-shot stage? Yeah, so what should have happened is I shot 8 rounds. I missed one. I should have been a 7 and not an 8. But because you had 2 extra shots, I hit it on the next one. Basically, it was a bad wind call. I didn't give it enough or gave it too much or whatever the hell I did. I don't remember now. But I should have got a 7 on that. And then those that actually shot it clean, so that was a disadvantage for the shooter that hit it on 8 shots instead of 9. So that was one of the things. The people that run that match are really good. They know they're new to it, and they're promoting the sport of shooting, which is amazing in itself. They're doing the match directing and all the stuff that a lot of us as shooters don't want to do. Too much headache or whatever the case is. They're too busy. So huge kudos to them for doing that. Another huge kudo was at the end of this match. They were like, "Hey, what do you think?" And they weren't just asking me, but they were asking the group. They were asking our squad as a group. What are some of the things that you liked, didn't like? Were the targets too big? Were the targets too small? And I noticed when I went to the last match that I went to, which kind of gives that one away, but the match director, I can't remember his dang name, which sucks, but he was a really, really nice guy, and he really wanted feedback. And he's like, "How were the targets? What did you think?" And I gave my opinion. I thought it was a really well-run match. Talking about the gun line one over here on the right. Beautiful facility. People were amazing. There was a couple or a few that had heard of the YouTube channel and were like, "Hey, how you doing, Rick?" And I thought that was kind of nice. And but then people were going, "Man, this guy drove from North Carolina, like holy hell," and so on. And my reasoning behind it was I wanted to go out and just see places I haven't gone. I wanted to travel. I wanted to see new land and just kind of see how shooters were around, where I shot. And we had some really good shooters. Had some really good shooters on my squad. And it was a fun time. One of the things I thought was really cool, and this is something that is a good thing and a bad thing. So a lot of times you go to a match, and I'll just give you examples of what I have here. So this was a 10-stage match. This was a 11-stage match. This was 12-stage. And that one's not a complete one. So, 10-stage. Some places that you go, because you're driving, say 5.5 hours or whatever, you don't want to go to a match that only has like 4 stages or so. I think PRS has a rule. It needs to be, I won't even say because I'm not 100% sure on that. But some places they'll do more than 10, which is perfectly fine. And some will do 7, 8, 9. And that's perfectly fine as well. It's nice for people that have to travel a long way, especially if you're shooting a Sunday match and you got to go back to work and you got a long drive or whatever. So it's always nice to have a shorter course of fire per se, less stages. So you're like, man, it's going to be freaking dark before I get out of here. And then I got a 4-hour drive or whatever your scenario is. But when I was talking to some of the individuals that were running one of the matches that I was talking about earlier, not the gunline one, but they're like, "Yeah, I think we're going to have like 5 stages." I'm all, 5 stages? I'm like, no, you got to have more than 5 stages. One of them needs to be a speed stage. So if you have anybody that's tied up, you can usually use that time as a tiebreaker. Even though it's 1,000th of a second faster, they were 1,000th of a second faster and they get the first place trophy or 3rd place or 10th place or whatever the hell it is. But you can categorize them instead of it just being hits. And, and it kind of depends on what's going on. Some places will charge you, some match fees will be substantially more than others. Some will be like $15, $25. Some will be $70, $85. But some of them you're getting a lot of stuff going on. You may be getting a t-shirt, you may be getting a hat, you may be getting lunch or whatever the case is. So there's reasons why some of those prices are more, but those are kind of some of the things that you see at some of the matches. So let me jump out real quick and see what you guys have been saying. I see Bald and Curious out there. Bald and Curious. Yes, I know Bald and Curious. Bald and Curious, actually, if you guys aren't familiar with Bald and Curious, he's a pistol shooter. But he actually went out and shot the challenge out in the middle of the snow in New York. So give him some kudos for that, because it looked definitely cold. And there's nothing like shooting targets in the snow. At least he didn't paint the targets white. He actually left them the raw metal color, which I could see that being better than white on white snow. That would suck. But good job, Val. His name's Val. Let's see here. Let me get back here. Yeah, Big Country did some good shooting this weekend. We got 6 rudders out there. What's going on? His name is Tim. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Bravado Racing. Kind of catch up here. His name is Tim, and yes, he puts on some awesome matches and is always getting feedback from the shooters. Yeah, great guy. Definitely a great guy. If you guys get a chance or you're in the area, shoot a match over at Gunline in Mississippi. Great people out there. See, I want a match that sets up like a left 4 dead match, 4 shooters, point, a pin. What the heck? Point to point B, kill as many as always. Man, Shaggy, you've been hitting the bottle tonight, haven't you? Let's see, I got to paint your wall. Yeah, you got to paint my walls. I'm trying to get +5 to fly into North Carolina, and because he built me that mural that you guys always see in my background that's about this big. He painted it this big because I was packing up all my retirement stuff and headed back to North Carolina, so it fit in my luggage and all that stuff. But he wants to make a big mural, which could be like this wall here, and it'd be something pretty cool. Tyler Orse out there, what's going on? Let's see here. We got Okie 405. Best tips for people who are traveling for a match. Things to bring, things not to worry about. That's a good question, Okie 405. See, best tips for people who are traveling for a match. I would say a checkoff list to make sure you got everything, like a bolt to your rifle. There's a lot of stuff, especially if you're packing because you're going to be spending the night at a hotel, motel, whatever the case is. Making sure you got your your shaving kit and your medicine and clothes and match clothes and extra socks and your shooting shoes per se, ones that you can get all muddy if need be. Me personally, it's like if I left my Kestrel home, I would fly back or cancel the match. It's that the Kestrel's that important. Just making sure you got everything. Writing the list down and then checking it off as it makes it into the vehicle would be a very important thing. Making sure you got there was a match I shot at Pig River, and I forgot to bring my rear bag, which was really sucked. You'd be amazed at how important a rear bag is. And it's not so much that your buddies wouldn't give you one, but when you're so used to your one bag and how you manipulate it on different barricades and stuff, because I know my bag has less sand in it than Matt Pierce's, and any other shooters, have their own style of shooting. And I just say Matt Pierce because his is got more substance in it than mine does on the heavy fill. So it doesn't do things his doesn't do things that I needed to do, like mine probably wouldn't work for him as well. But everybody's got their own little favorite bags of some sort. Making sure you got that rear pump pillow is huge. I always make sure I have my Borka tool set, because not only does it have my zeroing stuff in it, like the Vortex little wrenches, but if I needed to help somebody out, crank down something or tighten something up, it's got all those tools in there to fix something. So I got punches in there as well if I had to swap out a trigger, which would suck because then you got to take it out of the chassis and so on. But if you needed to help somebody out, having a set of tools is good. One thing I don't bring, well, sometimes I bring if I'm going to shoot a match that's a few days long, is I'll bring a cleaning rod and some of the cleaning stuff. If not, I'll just haul it back and then clean it when I get home. What else? I'm looking over in this direction because there's a lot of stuff over there that would be part of the answer. I always make sure that my dope cards have plenty of tape on them. I'll either tape them up in the hotel the night before, or I'll pre-do all that stuff. And I try to get everything that I checked out, like say my gun bag, it's got my rifle in there, it's got my data cards, it's got everything that I need. And once it makes it to the door, I know that I don't need to mess with that anymore. Like I can basically check that off. And then the morning I go to leave, all that crap that's by the door must make it into the vehicle, and then I know I have everything. So that's how I do it. So yeah, if it's the day before the match, pretty much watch out if you come in the house because you're going to be tripping over rifle stuff. Tyler says, bringing the right rifle, basically. I wish I had Rick, but no baby bottle for me. Let's see here. What's the average price of a PRS match? I will tell you, Todd, there's a huge difference in matches between centerfire and rimfire. I think rimfire it's cheaper for a few things. One being you can set it up at smaller ranges where they might not charge as much per se for the match director to run the match. And other issues are some of the ones like I'm going to a 2-day, the MPA centerfire match coming up in Georgia in 2 weeks. That was $285. So obviously the 2-day matches are more expensive. But the only 2-day rimfire I did was Nationals in Texas, and I think that was $250 to enter as well. So maybe it's not that much cheaper than your centerfire stuff. But yeah, like some of these matches are $40, $25, $60. I think the most I've seen is 80, like a 1 day, basically just a 1-day rimfire match. All right, let's see what else we got here. What's up, Bill Sweeney? Welcome to the show. I wonder if Sweeney, did you get your new rifle yet, buddy? Has all that taken place? On the subject of Kestrels, I'm looking into getting one. Is the Elite with applied ballistics worth the extra money over the other strictly for rimfire? The applied ballistics, the Elite with applied ballistics, I'm trying to remember. There's the 5700X version, which is just a faster processor. But the reason why you're going to see people with the applied ballistics portion, and I may be screwing this up, so don't hold me to this, but this is the one where you can do other stuff like the DSF. There's some other little things in there as well. Basically, you can buy the cheaper version. You can update it, and then basically you have with applied ballistics, and then you basically have everything that you would have had if you would have either bought the Elite or with the already got the stuff in it. Having a rifle is a must-have for any match. Get something nice. Yeah, dpgunworks.com. If you don't know, dpgunworks.com is actually out of Arizona. Builds awesome rifles. So if you're looking for a new rifle, that might be the place. What kinds of spare parts do you take to the matches? Spare rifle parts is a spare magazine. When I went to Nationals, I brought a spare bolt. So I borrowed Ray's bolt. Just in case I had an issue, I could swap out the bolt real quick. If I had like a broken extractor or something. I have had, knock on wood, I've had nothing but amazing issues with the new Remex from actually DP Gunworks. And but it was kind of just a super backup to a backup. And it worked out well because when I went to the match in the Blackwater one, which is right there, I actually ended up shooting Ray's bolt because I had left mine at the Airbnb that we stayed at. So luckily that was in my bag. I had taken it out and was doing some stuff, and then I got in a rush and I forgot my bolt. So, and it worked well. I ended up in the second place on that one. So, but yeah, having spare parts can be great and important. Some people carry a trigger. I've been lucky. I know people have had problems with the Diamond Tech or the Trigger Tech Diamonds, and in every other facet of triggers as well. But sometimes having an extra trigger is good. I'd say more for a 2-day event, because if you drop, you can kind of come back from a beating like that if your trigger breaks in the middle of a thing. And it's always nice too if somebody else has something, you can be like, hey, here's a trigger to borrow for the weekend. How do I get with Ray to set at Oki 405? So it's called xringcustoms.com. I don't know if they have any in stock right now, because there was a gentleman I told the other day that, and I think he bought the last one unless they got some more in. It's basically the ultimate set. It's what it's called. All my crap's upstairs, so I can't even show you. I've talked about it many a times, but it's an invaluable tool. I don't leave home without it when it comes to shooting. I use it probably 3 times a week at least, because I'm in here tinkering with guns. Like, I got to change that rifle scope out and put the new 7D on it for Skittles. Basically Skittles. This rifle, let's have some fun with the camera while we're here. Oh, where the hell's it at? Camera. It's this rifle right here. That one up there, that Skittles rifle is just the, I got a Voodoo in there right now. It's the one above it. But that's basically, that's the old Skittles, an MPA BA comp chassis. And that's the one I'm changing the scope out on. And I'm going to put the new Gen 3 EBR7D reticle in it, in mil radian, because that's what I've been shooting on my my Rimex, and I really like that, especially for holdovers, because it's got the 2 tents going up and down. I always pack Ziploc bags with paper towels and an extra Ziploc box with the rifle cover. Rain matches in the south are common, and dust plus all other check marks. Yeah, for sure. I always bring rain gear, even if it says it's going to be the most amazing day ever. I kind of talked about that in the video at the motel the other day, but I basically I have rain gear for me and rain gear for my rifle. So that way, if it's pouring rain, I can just put the cover over the rifle, and it'll at least get rid of most of the moisture. Now, if you guys have seen my my test, rifle cover test, some of them are not as good as the other ones. And so make sure you get a good one that looks really, really rainproof, because out here, when it rains, it rains. We get these real heavy, we'll either get like an all-day mist, or we'll get a heavy downpour, and then it goes away and the sun pops back out. But now all your crap is completely wet, and it just makes for a miserable day. So have some rain gear available. I try to leave that in my car all the time anyway, so it's basically always in there. Let's see. CJ Johnson says we have a new series kicking off later at Smollett, Missouri. Steel Tactical. It's called Most. Is the Missouri Steel Tactical Most. Matches will be, and I got to read it over here because I can't see. Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma, and we will be a lot like the Snipers Unknown Challenge. Awesome. That's cool, CJ Johnson. I'll have to look into that a little more. Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma. Jeez, that's a long drive. Wouldn't be the first time, though. I think he sells them on his website. I don't know what that question was. Oh, yeah, he sells them on his website, Brian T. xringcustoms.com. Let's see. Stages will be blind, and no information will be given until each stage. Okay, yeah. So you're going to run it just like a or a lot of different matches. Snipers Unknown would be one. If you guys don't know about competition dynamics out more on the West Coast, Zach and Billy and all those guys run an awesome match. Go check that out as well. But that's for centerfire stuff. Is this for 22, CJ Johnson? Let's see. I could be wrong, but I think he sells them on. Yeah, there you go. That's where you'd go get one at. CJ, I wish more matches like that. What the hell? I got like this tick in my throat. Let's see if that fixed it. I was shooting my first match in April. Awesome, Jack Porter. Looking forward to it. Would shoot this Saturday, except still building rifle. Man, that's awesome. Hopefully you watch some YouTube videos, not just from me, but from lots of others, and hopefully you get some good information to help you with your first match. Remember when you go, Jack, let's remind them that it's your first match. They will be more than happy to help you out, and they'll be more than happy to let you borrow some of their bags and stuff so you can kind of get an idea what you like the best if you don't have stuff already. But go have fun. That's the important part. Shoot slow. Make nice, good, clean shots. Spot your misses and hits. Remember that, and then try to shoot your next one with that thought in mind. Let's see. Yes, I moved the scope over and sighted it in tonight. Got some muzzle velocity numbers also. It's a keeper. Awesome, Bill Sweeney. Awesome, man. I'm proud of you. Let's see. I understand, Tyler, it took us a long time to get this going. Normally, I would have to drive 6 hours for a match in Tennessee. See, that's awesome. See, if you guys are in the areas that maybe doesn't have very many matches or it's so many hours away, like CJ Johnson saying, maybe you and a couple buddies can get a match together. Start a match. Get some targets. Tell some people about it. Put it on practice score. You can run it as, especially if it's your first couple matches, you just run it as, why doesn't my brain work? An outlaw match. An outlaw match is kind of cool because you can come up with your own rules and you can do some certain things that maybe, like PRS or NRL wouldn't want you to do. So it's always kind of cool to do an outlaw match, see how many people you're getting, see what kind of interest, how it grows, and then maybe move to one of the organizations. You can move to NRL, you can move to PRS. Mars, if you guys don't know about Mars, it's pretty awesome. It's been around a lot longer than some of these, and definitely take a look at that. Because if you're a match director and you're thinking about wanting to run, or maybe don't know about Mars, Tony Gamelli, real nice gentleman. He's basically heading that up. It's been out for a few years, but he's heading it up again, and it's basically the same thing, but more set up for the East Coast. Started as kind of an Eastern thing, but now it's basically a modern American rifle series, I think is basically what the acronym's for. And it's kind of a neat program. So take a look at it. Let's see. Now we know why Rick left his walls a blank white. He's going to fill them up with trophies. Yeah, I don't know about that, DW. Just been lucky the last few times. For sure. What's up, Joaquin? Mr. Joaquin Jack Nava's in the house. Let's see. Yeah, I'm excited, Bill. It's going to be nice. Hopefully you'll be ready for the next match coming up in 3 weeks at VOD. It's going to be the Chris Simmons match. This one's an NRL X match, a Mars series match. And that's it, I think. So that'll be kind of fun. Rick, of all the 22 matches versus in your area, what's your favorite to shoot and why? I would say, it's a good question, Brody. I would say my favorite matches to shoot are Chris Simmons matches in VOD for many reasons. One, he understands what a good course of fire is. just from doing so much shooting, and it's not like he's some guy just trying to figure this out. He's a champion shooter, so he knows what he's doing as far as setting up matches. Matches that go smooth, his matches basically go smooth. He skips a squad like a lot of them do every stage. So, squad 1 is basically got 1 and 2 available to mess with before they would get to squad 2 that started on 3, and then they go to 4. So it gives them time. Nobody's rushing. Nobody's waiting. I've been to some matches that are just forever till the other guys will get the hell out of the way. One, you're like, I don't know why this is taking so long. And 2, maybe people, well, with this kind of competition, it's not such a big deal. But like if you shoot 3-gun and stuff and you got nobody pasting up targets and setting steel back up and all that stuff, it takes forever. But for PRS stuff, it's Chris Simmons runs an amazing match. His matches are tough. His barricades are wobbly for reasons of trying to make yourself more stable. So shooting off of crappy stuff in the end is a benefit. So when you get to it, you get to this barricade and this thing's like bomb-proof. Basically, a tornado couldn't move this thing. It makes it that much easier. But if you're like trying to shoot off this pencil and it's just all over the place and you really got to like try to figure out how to stabilize it, I think it makes you a better shooter at the end of the day. So I would say the VOD match Chris Simmons put on is my favorite. Another reason too is it's closer. It's an hour and 15 minutes away compared to some of these places you got to go and spend the night at a hotel and all that kind of stuff. Some of the things that are nice too is if you're spotting, because you don't have a designated RO in your squad, and even if you do, it's nice to help them out. But they got flashers on some of the farther targets that help. They're using thinner quarter inch plate, not even quarter inch plate. It's basically a 22. It's this right here. That's that thick. These are the keychains, not the targets, guys and gals. So when that bullet actually hits it, because there's not much force on it, it's lighter material, so it'll give it more of it'll move the target around more, which will help not only make it easier for you to spot your hits and kind of get an idea how the target's rotating or moving, but also you get more of a ding out of it that you can hear. So that's some of the things that make it nice. So flashers on the farther distances. I know Dick Hedges one, the Blackwater precision rifle is they do the same thing as well with flashers and stuff. So it makes it nice for the farther targets. So those are my answers for Brody for that. The ones I didn't like, I went to one, it was last year, 2 years ago, last year. And basically when you showed up, it's like, okay, the match starts at say 8 o'clock. And basically you got there, the match director didn't even have any of the shit out. None of the targets were out. So then you could either stand there and do nothing, or you could help put targets where they needed to be. So, that was horrible. Having the match set up the night before is a huge important. I mean, you already got people paying to shoot your match, but now now they're out there freaking trying to put the targets up for you. It's just kind of, I don't know. That's unachiever basically. Let's see here. Now, DRC is like that because it's public lands, but the guy gets out there early and he sets up all the stuff. The match I was talking about was at a different place. And no, this was like, all right, you guys, we need your help. Go ahead and put those targets over there and grab a rangefinder so it's at 105. And I'm just like, what the hell? Where are we? What the hell's going on here? F3R or Spur, big country. Is that a question? Let's see. Let me make sure he's not answering somebody. Okay, Big Country. I'm just going to call it a question in case somebody else maybe has the same problem or issue or question. F3R machine is a really good app. Well, right here. So this is the F3R machine. You can see it right there, kind of this side over here, right here. They make a very well-made scope mount. Very robust, very bomb-proof. I mean, look, you got 6 Allen heads on top holding each one of these on. You got the ability to run some Picatinny rail up there. And that is very important if you're going to run a dope card or something. The issue is I think the gentleman, I think his name's Adam or something like that, or Cody. There's a few extra things he could really do to this thing. Because the price point on this, let me tell you, this is a great scope mount. Especially for the price. You can buy 2 of these for 1 spur mount. So basically you're looking at like $250. But we're talking a really good scope mount. Now they do make them now, and I think it's 15 MOA or something like that. I know he's starting to make some newer stuff. So this is the Gen 2 version, which you see this little see how there's that like timing thing to make it perfectly at 90 to that, which is important. And that's basically what's underneath here would kind of click in, kind of like Spur does. The thing is I have Spur and I've used Spur. And like, so on my first roll, basically I'm a fire guy. So everything's first roll. You got the stuff that goes out the door at first emergency. Then you got kind of reserve backup engines in case you have a really gnarly fire. And yeah, I use the word gnarly. And really gnarly fire. And now you got extra people coming to jump on to make another resource, right? So you got your first roll, second roll kind of stuff. I like Spur as a first roll because I have them already. So I already did the buy once, cry once. But when you got a lot of rifles and you want a good scope, or if you need to be able to, maybe you have to buy 2 of these. It would be better to buy 2 of these than to buy 1 Spur mount. But if I only needed 1 mount and I had the money, I would buy a Spur mount. And there's a lot of reasons. You got a lot more options of being able to put stuff on the sides here. So like my LRA Send It is right here. I can't bring a rifle out here and show you because, you know, YouTube sucks ass. But basically you have a lot more options of being able to do stuff. Now they finally are doing this stuff where you can add Picatinny rail on top, which is cool. You can get the longer versions, which is nice. If you're going to run an LRA and a dope card, you would probably want the bigger one. Not a problem with this. When you want to try to slimline, so now if I'm taking this rifle and I got this stuff coming off the sides this way, so my LRA is this way. Now it's not bendable. It doesn't fold like my data card does. I can fold it this way, up, and all this other crap. But now if I have to ruck with an LRA because I'm shooting precision rifle stuff, I'm going to have this damn LRA that would normally be sticking out this way, rubbing my back the entire time. So that's the reason why you see as a Spur mount is I can run it right on the side and it's going down this way instead of out. And now I don't have that big old contraption jamming me in the back or in the belly when I have it this way. So is it worth twice as much money? Well, my back and my belly says it is when it's jamming in there. So those are some of the things. If you're going to shoot just a PRS match and you don't have to worry about it and you can unscrew it and then put it on for the match and all that kind of stuff, then not a big deal. But if you're going to do like matches where you have to ruck your rifle and run and all that kind of stuff, which can be okay sometimes, but it's so that's the reason why you see some of the spur mounts. Spur mounts are bomb proof. Yeah, I have some of them broke due the metal not being correct or whatever the case was. Yeah, but I've been very lucky and they work exceptionally well. They are pricey, but they make great stuff. So at the end of the day, if you got the money and you want to run your LRA, if you're going to run a level, an electric level sideways, so it's more slimline, then yeah, it's worth the money. If you're not going to do all that stuff, then really no, not really. Or if you're not going to run some extra gizmo gadgets, then no. Let's see. Joaquin says, "Hey Rick, did you use the rain cover? Did it work?" It actually didn't rain, so I never popped it open, Joaquin. Let's see. I just watched a 3-part series that X-Ring made with you, Ray, and Kenny shooting the Burris Extreme match like a year ago. That looked like an awesome event. Yeah, Chris Fig. See, that's one of the ones where you'd want the spur mount because we shot one in New Mexico and we shot one in Wyoming. The Wyoming one is one where you have to run because the next team's trying to catch you. So you got a 15 minutes in between each team window, but your window is now you got to haul ass. You're trying to catch the next team, and you're trying to make sure that the team behind you is not catching you. So there's a lot of running and dying involved. It's especially when you're old and out of shape like me, it makes it tough. But they do other matches as well where you don't have to do all the running stuff, and I think those ones are better because I'm lazy. Any decent 3-gun matches coming up this spring? Yeah, Bald and Curious, it's going to be the same ones, buddy. You got Microtech Pro-Am, and then you have Memorial 3-gun. Those are probably the 2 best matches you could ever go to. And the one you went to, so you know how that one was. I'm shooting a 2-gun match at West Point. Very nice. I can't afford to lose any more brain cells. Yeah, I hear you. Gavin and I signed up for NRL Hunters shooting as a team. Awesome. Yeah, I'm a little bummed out that there's not more of those in our area because me and Kenny were talking about an awesome rifle build for NRL. You're talking, you want a light rifle. There's a lot of stuff that goes on with this NRL stuff. So you got to have a certain weight rifle will put you in a certain category. And you got to have a hit power factor of, I don't know what it is exactly, but that puts you in different categories. So there's a lot going on. So it's kind of neat, but I don't have a rifle. I have a 6.5 Creedmoor that would work, but it'd be neat to build a custom rifle. But there's no point because there's not enough matches. Most of them are out west, and I'm saying I don't see myself going out there to shoot one of those, but you just never know. Yeah, I know Georgia's got it. I think Georgia has the only one out here, at least as of like 6 months ago that I heard of, at least in the NRL Hunter series. Let's see. Wish you luck and safe passage, and above all, enjoy your time shooting. Have a good one, Brad. Watching lots of videos and yours, learning lots. Awesome, Jack. Appreciate it. I had the Defense NAX on my schedule. A Defiance NAX on my schedule. But the new baby paused. Congratulations, SoFlo. All that. They're fun. Ruger match in Colorado was similar. A 2-day PRS, but minus the blind stages. Congratulations, new baby. Look at that. I know 2 people that had brand new babies. I actually got to see that brand new baby the other day. It's amazing how much stuff you start having flashbacks of when your kids were small. You're like, oh my goodness. Is it a bad idea to do most of your practice shooting with a different, less expensive type of ammo instead of using up your match ammo? My rifle happens to shoot fed auto match exceptionally well. No, born to be shooter, I don't think so. You either one, because I come into this dilemma as well sometimes. I have that big lot of Ely match. And as I look at it, it seems to be dwindling faster than I want it to. I think the most important part is if you're practicing correctly, it doesn't really matter if you hear an impact or not. If you know you're breaking a clean shot, and obviously you're hitting targets as well, you can either, one, make the targets bigger than you think, what you think you would need in order to. Two is to practice with smaller targets if you can anyways. That way when you get to a match, you're going to be like, oh, this is a big target. Of course, when I did that at the BWPRC, it was like 500 yards, and it was a pretty damn big target, right? I'm like, oh, this is going to be easy. I didn't hit one. I think I had some issues with something. Something was going on. Anyways, yes, either use try to practice with smaller targets, and then if you're going to use the cheaper ammo per se, maybe don't make the targets as small. Make sure when you shoot, you're trying to get a nice clean break with the trigger, and you can do a lot without even firing. You can dry fire practice as well, but yeah, I don't see a problem with that at all. If you're going out and shooting, maybe you're not using the best ammo. You will want to have the data for that ammo if it's a slower bullet or a faster bullet or whatever the case is, just so when you're dialing and trying to hit targets like you would, say you set up a stage, it's 10 shots. You got 5 targets at 5 different distances. So as you're kind of moving out, you're at least getting impacts. So that would be my answer for you, Josh. CJ Johnson, which matches are you referring to? To my knowledge, both the most rimfire series as well as the MWLR series taking place. Oklahoma have no find range engage matches. Yeah, CJ Johnson was talking about that earlier. Let's see. Shaggy, I would watch the SOTU address, but it don't feel like slapping myself in the face profusely for 20 minutes like the Three Stooges in order to unlock. I'll look at it later with the highlights. It's just going to be, I don't like listening to that voice. See, Brody, we may have to road trip to out there to hit up a match put on by Chris. Tyler Worth, if you can, I don't know how far you guys got to come. It's definitely worth it. There is a hotel that's down the street, probably 10, 15 minutes from the actual match, so it's not too bad. I think Big Country might have stayed there once, but it's a good match. There's one match, if you want to just make yourself feel like the shittiest shooter ever, is the Punisher match that Chris puts on. It is when you walk out of there, like all you want to do is just leave. It is the toughest match ever. You're shooting from some godforsaken, like wobbly something or other, trying to hit basically a freaking marble at 1,000 yards. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, people. But you walk away where you got a 1, you got a 3. You're looking on your sheet, and you're like, my God, this is bad. And at the end of the day, everybody is having the same problem, and it will make you go, wow, I suck at shooting. So at the end of the day, what does that do? It motivates you and helps you to go, you know what, I need to practice more. And I know Dick Hedges had come down for that match. That was one of the first matches he had shot down here. And he's like, I am a horrible shooter. And Dick Hedges is a good shooter. And it will humble you. It'll give you a huge slice of humble pie at the end of the day. But that's a fun match, or not really, but it's a tough match. And I know Big Country has shot that as well, and it's tough. Let's see. I got some good news. So I opened up an LLC for Isyour6covered. So now I'm a business owner, ladies and gentlemen. I'll actually hopefully get to write off some of my some of my fuel and ammo and stuff going to these matches and some other stuff. So, and then, selling the targets and that kind of stuff is kind of fun. So I get to be a new business owner. So I'm pretty excited about it. Let's see. I've only been to shitty out east cities. Be cool to see some more of the country out that way. Come on down, buddy. Come on down, Brody. You'll have a lot of fun. Let's see. It's like fun. We are running the Krager Arms PRS2 proof carbon fiber AG composite stock. Just hope they make it on time. Yeah, Big Country and his son are building some rifles for that NRL. Let's see. Still working on it, Joaquin. Waiting on a guy to get back to me. All right. We will have to look into it. When is he hosting a match? The next one coming up is full, and that one is actually the best way to do it is type VOD into Practice Score, and you'll see all the matches coming up. There's team matches, guys. There's a Pro-Am. Chris is putting on a Pro-Am 22 match, which is going to be really cool. I think that's in April, I think. And what's neat about that is you'll either shoot and help somebody, or you'll have somebody helping you if you're newer to the game. What's up, KB? So if you're not familiar with PRS, you can show up and sign up as an amateur. They will put you with somebody, or you can put yourself with the pro, and you'll have the ability to, they'll be able, let's say you're the amateur, they'll be able to help you with wing calls, basically help you, find targets and stuff like that. Like, no, you need to go a little more left, target's over there. Okay, shoot that one twice. Be able to help you, basically help you with everything except pull the trigger. And I think dial your dope. They might even be able to dial your dope. I'm not sure. So it's really cool for someone that has no idea, or maybe they've only done a couple matches. This is a cool thing because they actually do that for 3-gun too. Microtech did a Pro-Am, has been doing Pro-Ams, but the pro will help you come up with a stage, the way you need to run the stage for 3-gun. So anytime you see some of those Pro-Am stuff, those are pretty neat, especially if you've done a hair and you really have you want some help. You're basically with that pro the entire time, and he or she's helping you come up with how you should run the thing, or what bags you should grab, or how high your tripod should be, or your bipod should be, and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, go on there and take a look. Let's see. We have to look into this. Okay. Yeah, whenever the new season's matches are released, I'm still waiting for them to update. The Deadly 2x4. That's right, the Tactical 2x4, KB32. Old YouTube buddy of mine's out there. He finally did a pistol review. It's been like 400 years. So congratulations, Mr. Codaboy32. Yes, it was a question. Okay. Let's see. Outlaw Josie Wells. Rick, what has been the most difficult stage position for you to learn over the past year or so, especially when you first started position? I think standing because you got no ability to. You can push into the barricade, but you really don't have the ability to use any support bags or anything. There was one weird stage that I shot at the Machete Yeti where the way they had the tank trap position, you had to like reach over the one arm, but you had your rifle on the other one. But I wouldn't practice that because that wasn't normal. You don't normally see that kind of stuff. It just worked out, or maybe I did it weird or whatever. But I was like, man, this is a funky position. I would say standing is the tougher, and as you get lower, it gets easier because you can use more stuff to brace your arms and fill the voids and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Actually, the worst one is offhand crap. The whole standing, kneeling, prone deal. Standing, kneeling, that I still suck at that. That, and I would say now, like, things are starting to remind me what kicked my ass. And when you got to shoot, basically, if you're right-handed, you got to shoot left-handed or all weak side. And that means weak eye, weak trigger finger, and weak shoulder. So, like, basically being and then learning how to run the bolt, which is easy because you're still using your right hand. But trying to find a target when you're trying to, you're trying to get your thing all figured out, that's the tough part. Those ones will kill me. So that makes it tough. Everting duplicate due to junior. What the hell? What is that? Any new builds lately or work? Got you tied up, KB. Let's see here. Taking a break from the Biden disaster to come over and check out old Ricky. Yes, I have 6 builds going on. Yeah, Coda Boy's always building something for sure. Have a good night, KB. Let's see. At that Burris match, what were the longest targets and what calibers were you, Ray, and Kenny shooting? I was shooting 6 Creedmoor. Kenny was shooting 6 Arc, I believe. And I think Ray was shooting 6 Creedmoor as well. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. But yeah, that's what we're. And then the longest target, honestly, I don't remember. I don't think it was very far. It was like 900 or 1,000. But a 1,000-yard lollipop is a lot tougher than a 1,700-yard, motorhome target. So it's all in comparison. Joaquin's been on the road for 9 hours. Awesome, man. Drive safe. Let's see here. Night. In Georgia. Yep, my fingers hurt. I need to stop playing with knives, skin, and starting to peel. See, I'm shooting my first hunter match in April. I think it will be fun, but I have a hard time believing it will grow. Not a lot of ranges are set up for these types of matches. Yeah, we're mostly seeing that stuff out west. I know a lot of the guys, Colin Fossen, and a lot of those guys are running them in Wyoming and out that direction. So they have the land for it. It's a little easier. It's not like 1,000 trees clumped in an acre, or 100,000 trees clumped in an acre, basically. You got a little more spread out and can find stuff a little easier. I know you got they double up, but if you need a rifle, got one for you depending on the class you want to meet. Tell Dick to give you my deets. Let's see. Practice with small diamonds. Yeah, funky shapes like diamonds are tough because you either got to be spot on with your wind call and your elevation, or you're going to miss that target. Gentlemen, have a good night. Take care, Joaquin. Be nice to Joaquin. Do what he says. He says, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate the powder puff matches. Plan on shooting it this year. Yeah, you guys can go to Practice Score to find those VOD matches. You can go to Practice Score and find my IY6C target challenge as well. If you guys get entered into that, you'll get someone's going to win some amazing trophies. So that'll be cool. What's up, Otter? Thank you, Otter. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Wombat. How did you like shooting the snake charmer target? NBC had 5 on one stage, all at different ranges during the Mars finale last year. I tell you what, the snake charmers can be a pain in the butt. That's a great question, Wombat. We had one at this match, the gunline match. Look at that. I pointed the right way finally, first time. It was not very far. It was 68 yards. 68, 78, something like that. It wasn't really far away, but it was a 2-inch snake charmer. basically a cylinder, and it floats around in a water bucket, if you guys don't know. So it's basically like, think of it as like a cobra head flapping around. It was 12 rounds staged. It was 6 from a spool and then 6 shots from a tank trap. And I dropped 6 rounds. That thing kicked my ass. It kicked a lot of people's butt that day. I don't know if it had special bouncy water in it or what, but it was a freaking night. That was the worst stage I had. I dropped 13 rounds, 13 hits on the whole match, and 6 of them were on that stage. But yeah, I could see that having 5 on one stage at all different ranges. That would at least give you time to move on. This was you had to shoot 6 times at the same target, move and shoot 6 times at the same target. So this thing was it was all over the place. If you hit it perfect, it would kind of go forward and backwards, but you can't. And I wasn't hitting that thing perfect. I hit that thing. It was like around the water bucket. I'm like, holy shit. And then I'm trying to time it. I'm like, okay, it should be right about there. And it was a miss. And I'm like, shit. And then by the time I dropped 2, which then in turn would give it time to slow down. Then I could hit it again. Yep, feeling better, Brian. Feeling better. All that. I had the COVID a while ago, if you guys didn't know. Kicked my butt. Still got like kind of a coffee thing going on. Oh, let's see. Thanks, you guys. Made it look easy. Shit. You do any shooting lately, Otter? Yeah, Otter. You've been doing any shooting? PRS match next weekend. Second ever in Iceland. That is freaking awesome, Otter. That is cool. Their second PRS match. That's where I'm going. I'm going to Iceland, guys. I'm going to go shoot. Looks like I better hurry up because it's next weekend. So I'm kidding. I'm not going to. I would like to go to Iceland, but not right now. Let's see. F those snake charmers. That's right, Tyler Orth. Exactly. What makes 22 hours shitty is when they bring circus targets to these matches. There you go. A lot of people, some people do not like the snake charmers. Reason number 1 is they seem to never work correctly. Reason 2 is the water usually will drain out of the bucket, or the head will pop off, or something will happen. Guys, this is a metal target, actually a metal target on a little metal stick with a floating ball thing in it, right? So now it's stuck in a bucket of water, so it's got like this counterbalancing thing at the bottom. So you hit it, and then it's just basically a bobber. That would be the best way to say it. It's basically a freaking floating bobber in the damn. It's a pain in the ass, basically. Whoever invented that should probably be hung from their nipples for at least 12 hours on a hot, sunny day with no sunscreen. I will be at least in the top 10 LML, probably only 9 shooters. There you go, Otter. That's it. Top 10, baby. Let's see. Daryl Southern's out there. What's up? Mississippi boy here. What's going on? Did you shoot that match, Daryl? Did you shoot that gunline match last Saturday? Since you're a Mississippi boy, let me know. I might have met you. Let's see. Waiting on an answer. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, everybody was Southern hospitality, and Mississippi was well. Great people out there. Oh, you didn't? All right. Well, you missed a good match, buddy. I drove 8.5 hours, so you probably could have made it. I'm sure you live closer than I do. Just giving you a hard time, Daryl. Let's see here. Yeah, I drove 8.5 hours to shoot a one-day match. Yes, I know. But I got to go to the casino, the Pearl River Resort. Those were Choctaw Indian tribe, which was pretty cool. Really nice resort. Saw this like big-ass pearl, which I believe was their hotel area. Like, I'm going like this, but it's freaking... I think there was rooms inside of the pearl that was basically at the top of this like stick on the tower, and then the tower of the hotel is pretty cool. Mr. Elster's in the house. What's going on, my friends? He says from the northern woods of Wisconsin. The snowy woods of Wisconsin, more than likely. Is there snow on the ground over there, amigo? Let me know. How many of you guys are living in the state right now that still got that white, crappy, cold stuff on the ground? Let me know. And then tell me what state it is so I don't drive that way. Let us know, please. That was my win. Yeah, that was my win on the video, DW. I was playing a nickel machine, and I played a lot of machines. I played some expensive machines. I played some cheap machines. I was having a good time. Let's just say I let the light stay on an extra 30 minutes there for sure. Which at a casino is, we still have 6 inches or so on the ground in western Wisconsin. Okay, so do not go to Wisconsin anytime soon. I don't know how the hell you guys deal with all that snow. There's got to be a very important reason that you guys stay out there. Of course, it's pretty in the summer, I bet. Trophies are looking sexy, dude. It was negative temperatures just last week. Oh, yeah. We got lots of snow. Got that. Arms, decapper, and goodies coming soon. You'll never use anything else. I appreciate it. Elster, yeah, I'd be interested to try that out for sure. Yeah, the trophies are looking pretty awesome. I got to say, though, my favorite trophy is the Travis Schmitter. Okay, you guys tell me what your favorite trophy is. So we got this one, which is tough to see because of the white walls. If I do this, which is a bad idea. So there's this one. We got the Outlaw Rim Series match. This was held in South Carolina. Then we got the Travis Schmitter third place trophy. We got the DRC, which is in, they had a cool name for DRC. It was something cool. I can't remember what it's called. We got that one. We got the Gunline one, which is really cool too. And over here, which you guys can't see, but this is a really cool lion. And this is actually a military monogram. I don't know if monogram is the right word. But basically, this represents a lot of cool stuff that you guys may or may not know about. But that was in Florida. That's at the Black Watch PRC. That's the one Dick Hedges runs. Him and SoFlo out there. That's the only ones I got, though. Let's see here. So that's what the smell was. Good Lord. Tyler says it effing sucks. Rick, I'd be lying if I told you it didn't. Yeah, I don't know, man. If you got to go outside and then, like, you can't see your car because it's got, like, snow covered in it, that's too much, my man. Too much. Deplorable. Thank you, Bill Sweeney. Deplorable rifleman clothes. That is cool. And it's got the state on there. That one's neat. Actually, Travis made these too as well. But this one right here, that Machete Yeti trophy, is freaking amazing. I would take third place to get that, even over some first place wins. That's how cool those are. And you can't see the bottom here. The bottom is actually, because this was during Halloween, that's why it's called the Machete Yeti. And it's this is actually the shape of a coffin. It says NRLX on it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, those points for the Machete Yeti are for NRLX. And then this first place, this one, and this one and that one are the for PRS. I'm actually doing really good with my score right now, which is pretty cool for PRS. So I'm pretty excited. I'll send you the King of Late Night Live trophy soon. Hell yeah, Elster. Once he did a 3 a.m. stream. How Rick, how did you carry all them metal letters in your last short video? In buckets. They came in buckets. So let me try to make this work. I'm gonna turn the camera around. I gotta switch cameras real quick. Camera, and then I'm gonna have to point. So let me go over here. So over there, let me see if I can do this right. Let me switch cameras so I can see the screen real quick. Okay, so I wonder if I can zoom in. No, I can't zoom in. So right over here is the printer. There's a computer there. And then all these boxes, which you can't see because there's a bunch of crap in the way. But those are all prepackaged targets ready to be shipped out. Where before I was getting orders coming in and I had to do all that part ahead of time, or now. So those are pre-done, so I don't have to sweat when I get an order coming in, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm gonna try to turn that more into the work area and do all the orders out there because I print all the labels. They get all taped up and sent out. And you guys have been doing really good about buying those targets. Let me switch back over to a different camera. And it's been a lot of fun. There's a lot of people that are sending me videos now, their times. There's not very many people. There's a few people that have signed up on Practice Score to be entered into the other side of the competition as well. And these are what, if you're running a match, these are actually what you would win at the match. So if you're a match director or you want these match directors to start shooting these challenges so you can win these Isyour6covered basically keychains, they won't have the hook on there. It's just going to basically be this because I'm going to be shipping them. But these will be in with the target sets, which this is a target set. When the match director orders these, depending on how many matches he's running for the year, he'll figure out how many he needs and then order them. We'll throw them in here with these, and then off they'll go to the match directors. And then every time they do a Isyour6covered speed stage, even if they don't run the same course of fire, you guys will be winning. You guys, whoever the fastest one is, will win this. And then your name will get entered into the drawing to win an actual a trophy that's going to be a helmet shield, basically a fire helmet shield. It'll say IY6C. It'll be all metal and badass looking, painted, powder coated, and all that fun shit. So if you guys are looking to get into that, let me know. All the information's in the description of this video after it's not live anymore. So to answer your question, DW, buckets. I had 3 or 4 buckets. I ordered 75 sets. That was the reason why I went an extra 4.5 hours as I drove back around to Tennessee to pick these damn things up when I was in Mississippi. Let's see. Keep it up. Later got another package with some green seed that surprised me over the 105s, which are available, and another flex unobtainium fund. By the way, looking to burn the challenge down. Yeah, I'm interested to see how those Florida boys do. I have gotten one video from one of you. I won't give the name up, but I know you guys have been kicking butt on it. I've been getting there's some freaking smoking times. Some of you guys might secretly know because somebody's mouth was bigger than it should be. But there's some good times, man. I'm like, I don't even know how they got that fast. Let's see. Good day. This looks for more interesting than the State of the Union. Yeah, Ben, I could have told you that even before this started. I just can't watch that stuff. Let's see. Later, everyone. Taking the dog out. I appreciate it, Bill Sweeney. Yeah, we're right at an hour and 30 minutes. We're going to be ending this in 20 seconds. So thanks for the update. You guys are awesome. I use Shippo to import info into my labels. It saves tons of time. Print labels in seconds. Yeah, I'm using Pirate Ship. That seems to be helping a little bit, but I can basically grab the name and address and everything, transfer it over, and then it autofills, and I got to make sure it's right, and then boom. But I only do one at a time. Of course, I don't do enough orders where it really needs to matter. But if you guys are interested, $35 for the challenge set, and then you guys can come in. And if you haven't got a set yet, order one. I know Bill Sweeney's got one. Bald and Curious has one. I know a few of you guys. SoFlo's got the ability to have a set nearby, so he doesn't need an extra set. And I know you guys got some here. So you guys have a wonderful night. Stay safe and have fun. Maybe I can get this all fancied up one day. But we're trying. I don't know. What do you guys think of this background? Yay, nay? I don't know yet. I'm trying to change it up so it's not the same crap every night. Big country. More like state of the Biden disaster. Sorry, you see me dancing around. I'm looking over. There you go. Shaggy Rifleman's got the Isyour6 covered. If you guys go there, you can go to that link, practicescore.com, and then just type in the search bar Isyour6C, and my challenge for March will be up. So if you guys feel like having some fun and competing against your buddies and everybody else in the United States, and not yet Australia because they're still in lockdown. I can't mail anything over there. But have some fun. Show your skills off. Bald and Curious, he did his video today. You don't have to put these on YouTube. I know Kenny did one. I mean, if you guys are content creators, of course, hell yeah, go out and promote it. I appreciate all that you do. But if not, if you're the Joe Blow guy like most of us are, and you just want to shoot it in your backyard and have fun and record it with your phone and so on, we'll, go to Practice Score and send me the video and just email it to me at IY6CTargetChallenge@gmail.com. I'll go ahead and get all the times in there. I'm going to post them at the end of the month so everybody doesn't get to see everybody's time until the end of the month. Then they're going to be like, holy hell, that's a smoking time. Or, hell yeah, I won. Awesome. And we're going to be giving away stuff for the winners too as well every month that is entered to win. Now, the biggest thing is, guys, you do not have to have the fastest time to win the trophy at the end of the year. Just so you know, if you were the fastest shooter for that month, you will get 2 tickets in. But for all of you that enter to win, you all have a chance of winning the trophy. And each month that you actually, if you continue on with this, by the end of the year, you'll have that many entries in to win. So I don't have the damn trophies to show off yet, but they're going to be freaking amazing. They're going to be almost as cool as that Machete Yeti. I will tell you that. All right, let's get the hell out of here. You guys have a safe night and see you guys soon. And I got to find the button. Where's the button? All right. Bye for now. And we're gone.